Today on FSI, we're going to be breaking down the Los Angeles Rams and the Green Bay Packers from a betting perspective. Now, we're currently 33-13 on our official moves on Twitter, so make sure you're following that account. I'm your host, Tom Cross, and to my right is our analytics expert, Stephen Boo.
Thanks for tuning in this week. The Rams are on the road as a 6.5 point underdog. They're plus 260 on the money line, and the Packers, they're minus 330.
When I look at the spread of this game, I was actually shocked when I first saw it. I know the Rams are dealing with some injuries, so now it kind of makes a little bit more sense. But at -7 and -6.5, there is definitely going to be some money on the Rams because that is a very high number. But the Packers are the number one seed. They are at home, so they do deserve to be quite a heavy favorite.
The Packers should be well rested for this divisional playoff game. They didn't have to play last week because they had to bye as a number one seed, but the Rams, they had a 10-point win over the division rival. Now, I think the spread is fair because the Packers do have this year's MVP at the quarterback position.
Aaron White Jesus Rodgers has been performing at a top level this year. He's having one of the best seasons of his entire career. And to be honest with you, it's because the offensive line has really stepped up. And Aaron Rodgers is just being Aaron Rodgers. Now the Packers can just run and throw the ball, so you never know what they're doing. They've been really taking advantage of the players that they do have. But it's going to be tough because they're going to be playing some of the top corners in the game, and Jalen Ramsey and Williams on the outside. So it's definitely going to be a battle.
Jared Goff was not the starter for that wild card match, but he did finish the game with 155 passing yards. Now, he is expected to start this week. However, I don't expect him to find any success until his thumb is fully healed.
The Packers' offensive line was good last year. They weren't great. They got dominated by San Francisco in both games last year in the playoffs and the regular season. But this year is a little bit different. They've definitely stepped up their game, and they're going to be facing a tough Rams lineup that obviously has Floyd coming off the edge, Aaron Donald in the middle. But at the end of the day, I think Donald is a little banged up, so it's going to be very interesting to monitor his practice time and exactly how much time he's able to practice and be ready for this game. I do give a slight advantage to the Packers in this matchup.
The Rams have a top 5 offensive line this season. They give up only 25 sacks through their 16 games. Now, the Packers, they don't have a good pass rush, so I do expect the Rams to get plenty of time if they decide to pass.
The Packers wide receiver core goes as Devontae Adams goes. Him and Aaron Rodgers have been special this year. Now, Martez Scantling, he's dropped a lot of passes. Obviously, he dropped a huge one against the Bears, but they were able to come through and win that game quite handily. And Allen Lazard has not looked like he did in the first 2 games of the season or when he played against the Saints, because they are going to be facing the best secondary in the league. I'm going to tell you right now, I expect Jalen Ramsey to hold Adams to under 100 yards and under 7 catches. So it's going to be on the complementary players of the Packers to beat this secondary. And to be honest with you, I actually do give an advantage here to the Rams.
The Rams should have all the receivers for this game. However, Cooper Kupp, their leader in receiving yards, is dealing with some knee inflammation, so he might not be completely healthy for this game in Wisconsin. I think the Packers' defensive backs should match up quite well with the Rams because they haven't played in a whole week, so they should be well rested coming in this game.
Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon have been monsters in the second half of the season. Now, the one thing about the Packers and why I can depend on them to score is because they can both run and pass. The Rams, they do have a stout defense, especially against the run, but it really depends on their linebacker health and Aaron Donald. His health is tremendously important in this game. So just knowing what I know and him having torn cartilage in his ribs, I got to say that there is an advantage here for the Packers. They should be able to run the ball.
The Los Angeles Rams have a great rookie running back with Cam Akers. He had 130 rushing yards against Seattle, and he should have plenty of success this week against a subpar Green Bay Packers run defense. They're giving up 4.5 yards per carry.
I like the Packers in this matchup, and the reason why is health. Aaron Donald and Jared Goff are one of the two most important players on the Rams team, and both of them are banged up. Jared Goff is coming off surgery, and he did not look good against Seattle. Seattle was just worse. I know it's hard to believe, but Russell Wilson is no longer dangerous. He's a pocket passer, and that's a story for another day. But at the end of the day, because of the injuries, I do like the Packers. If it snows and it's nasty outside, the Packers will blow out the Rams. There is a slight chance that the Rams couldn't keep this game competitive and may pull up the upset, but that's only if the weather is good. I like the Packers by the point, take it down to 5.5, and there's some good value there.
The Rams have one of the best defensive units in the NFL. However, they haven't found a consistent way to move the ball on offense. Now, with their injuries both on offense and defense, I think the Green Bay Packers have a great shot of covering that 6.5 point spread.
Now remember, we can't predict PEDs, injuries, the weather, or COVID-19 results, so make sure you follow our Twitter for our official moves. We're 33-13 there. Now that does it for us. Do me a favor and smash the like button and subscribe. Tell us who you'll be taking in the comments below.
We don't care about favorite teams here. Our focus is on making you money. Follow social media on Twitter, Instagram, or our webpage. The links are below.